Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today this particular video is for the senior boys and it is computer studies practical paper 3 for the year 2022, and this is on Microsoft Access. So it's database that we'll be working on. So I'm going to be doing this thing live, so please, I'll try to edit the nonsense that I do as I go, but just try to follow the the what would I call it? Like I said, I will edit anyone that doesn't make sense. So let's start with the question. The question says that uh, it says create a database and save as WAEC was in the folder on the desktop. And create a table with the heading as shown uh, in table 2. So define the field appropriately, save the table as TBL customer, set customer ID as primary key, blah, 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 blah. So let's start with what is the first thing we are supposed to do. The first thing we are supposed to do is we are supposed to open Microsoft Access. So let's go to Access. So I'm going to open my own Access. So I'm opening the Access to create my database. So please be patient as we watch this video together. The patient dog ate the fattest bone. So creating a database. Let me call it WAEC. Sorry, cap WAEC. So uh, let me create it. Let me do. All right. So I'm creating this database. So what are the things that I was supposed to do in my database? What are the things I was expected to do? So the question says that I should create this table. I should call it, I should save the table as TBL customers. And the table should have customer ID, first name, last name, telephone, and that. So we'll go to create in order to do that. So we do table design. So in my table design, the first thing they ask us to do is the customer. Let me see how it is written so that I do it exactly the same way. Customer ID. So you have custom, is it customer or custom ID? Okay, let me just be sure. Custom ID. Then custom ID can be, let me just use a short test for that. I don't think they specify the kind of data, but customer ID can be any, can be number. It can be number, it could be short test, whatever you want to. You can assign it whatever you want to it. Customer ID, then first name. So that one can be a short test too. You have your last name, can also be short test. Then we have address, telephone. So telephone. So here, telephone can be actually, you can make it a large number. Okay, but I actually will go with text because I'm not going to add. I'm not going to use I'm not going to do any arithmetic operation on the telephone. So you can just use text. No one. I don't think it will affect your work. And then the last one is address. So I'm done with that. So address should be, I'm going to use a long text for address. You know, some people that live in Ajegulabi, wherever it is that you live there, is so long. So let's go with long text for address. I think so. I'm done with creating my table. Now the question proceeded to say that we should set custom ID as the primary key. So I'm going to do that. To set this as primary key, you come here, you right click on this. When you right click and you set it to primary key. Once you've done that, the next thing is we should save the table as TBL customers. So you do Control S, normally the way we save. So I've already written that. I actually did a little bit of editing before, but let's leave that. So TBL customer is the name, so you save it TBL customers. So click on OK, and I have saved the table name as TBL customers. Now let me go back to the question. It says, I said form, said create form from TBL customer and save as R form. So after creating the table, they asked us to create a form from the table that was created. So let's try to create a form from the table. So we go to create, or better still, you can go back to view this table design. What we have done, we can view it in our design view. So all you just have to do is come to the bottom here. Sorry, this is our data sheet view. Come here, and if you click on it, you see that it has been created. In the data sheet view, it allows you to input data directly, but in the design view, you can only put the field and the kind of data that is there. So the next question says that we should create a form from the table that was created. So we are supposed to create a form using this table. So that is very easy. What we are just going to do is you're going to go to create. Okay, this time around we are creating form. Go to click on form wizard. So once you click on form wizard, you see that this is a space where we select from the table. You can see that there is one table one and TBL customer. So this table one is just created, is not the table that we are supposed to use. The table they asked us to use was TBL customer. So we select the TBL customer. Although automatically the TBL customer has been selected. So what we'll do is you start selecting the field in the table. So if you use this one arrow, it will select the field one by one. But if you use this double arrow, to just select the whole thing and put it in. So click on next. Once you do that, since they did not specify how the form should look like, the layout of the form, you can just go with the columnar view. So click on next. But they said what should be the title of the form? The title of the form should be R form. The question specified that if you see in the question, it says we should create a form from TBL customer and save as R form. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come here and save it as R form, then click on finish. Now I've done that. Now my system is loading. Now I've created the form. Now let's go ahead and see what the question says again. It says enter 10 records of your choice using the first name and telephone. So that is what I'm going to use. I'm going to enter 10 records of my choice using the form. Okay. But because of the timing, I'm just going to maybe fast forward this part. Okay. So let me enter the first one then. So I'm going to enter the name. I'm going to enter the first one. I'm going to enter the first one, and then I'll show us how to enter the other. So let me use my name as usual. Let's say my custom ID is 23444. Sorry, I'm saying something, I'm typing something, it doesn't really matter. So my first name is Opeyemi. My last name is Idowu. So my telephone number is 08140603505. That's my phone number. Then my address is Elegushi Express, opposite London Estate, beside UK. That is my address. So once I'm done with filling this first one, you just click on this to go to the next. Oh, let me make it bigger. I think okay, I can't. So you go to the next record, or sorry, next record in the form. So you click on this thing here so you can fill in the next record. So I'm just going to, at this point, I'm going to pause the video. You do your own and fill in the 10 record. I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to enter the records, but I'm going to enter nonsense. But so that because of time, let me just go with. So I am done putting the records in my using my form. Everything I put, I did that quickly so that we can go to the next task. And everything I put is total rubbish. You're allowed to put whatever you want, but at least use sense. Use your sense. Don't put too much nonsense like I did. You'll just make up names and you're allowed to do that. All right. So the next question says that I can view everything that I have done, all this record I put in the form in the customer table. Now it's because I've already checked these things before. It is possible that when you check your own, you're not going to find the record instantly. So all you just have to do is come to the bottom here, go back to the datasheet view. your records will be shown to you. You will see the records there. So the next question says that we should write a query to retrieve the first name and the telephone. So we are supposed to write a query to retrieve the first name and the telephone. So let's do that. Let's go to create. Okay, we are going to go to where is it? Where is it? Query wizard. You know, this thing is all these form wizard, this thing wizard is just an avenue to let you do your work, your task quickly. So click on query wizard, and he said we should let's just click on simple query wizard. We should use what did they ask us to use? Our first name and the telephone number. So let's say first name, select the first name, and the telephone, select that too. So click on next. Okay, what title should be for the query? Did they ask us, did they specify the name for the query? No, name was not specified. So let's just click on finish. Okay, so we already created the query to retrieve the first name and the telephone number. All right, the next question now says um design a report using 3C. So we have to design a report using the query from 3C. So to design a report, it's very easy. What do? Go to create. Okay, we use report wizard, just as simple as that. So your first name and the telephone. So because that is what we are supposed to, well, that's what we are doing. We are using that query. Don't use the, if you selected this, if we selected it to bring all the field, but they ask us to use the query. So I'm using this. So click on next. Okay, so click on next. Finishing this. Okay, let's just leave that. Finish this. Okay, so it is just perfect. So we've done that. We've selected, we have created our report using this. All right, let's check the next question. The next question says that insert a footer and type in your full name and index number. So we are going to type in our full name into the footer and our index number. Our index number should be your exam number or your seat number, something that you are using. So it depends. So in order to put our full name and our index number in the footer, what we are going to do is we are going to come to the bottom here. All right, if you see in the bottom, you have your report view, print view, layout view, and your design view. So depending on the version of Microsoft Access that you are using, my design view is at the bottom. You can actually do that by coming here. If you can't find yours at the bottom, it should be somewhere at the top. So just navigate your way into your design view. So I'm coming into my design view here. Okay, so here you have the footer region. Let me just extend it a bit downwards. All right, so come to report design. When you come to report design, you have different tools that you can use. Look at this tool, and the tools I'm going to use now is my test tool, this A sign. So I'm going to click on it and bring it somewhere here and just select and you type. Let me see, my name is Idowu Opeyemi Abayomi. That's my name. Idowu Opeyemi Abayomi. So my index number is let's see, 22419. That's my index number. So I can actually adjust this thing. I can put it anywhere I want. Just let me see. So you can select it and put it somewhere you want. I think I'm going to put it here. Okay, so that's, I've inserted my full name and my index number. So once I'm done with that, I can come to my layout view, which is right here. So at the layout view, you can see that it has been inserted, which is Idowu Opeyemi Abayo. So you can choose to remove this date, but I'm going to leave it that way. The dates, I'm going to leave it. So let's see what the last thing on the question says. It says print the report. So to print the report, obviously you have the print view, so you can print preview how it's going to look like. So from there you can just easily click on your print and you're good to go. Good to go. So with that, we come to the end of the database. As you can see, all these things are very easy. All you just have to do is practice, practice, and practice. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more questions like this, more questions on database, on Microsoft Access, on Excel, and on Microsoft Word. So see you guys, catch you guys later. Thank you. God bless.